AI moat building, creating defensibility in a crowded market. So develop your unfair advantage through data moats, model superiority, or distribution dominance. Hello there and welcome back. Quick question. Have you ever had that sinking feeling when you are building something amazing and then you see 15 other startups launch the exact same thing 2 weeks later? Yeah, that feeling, it's the worst. And here is the brutal reality of the AI startup world in 2025. Anyone can build an AI product. I'm serious. A smart college kid with a laptop, $20 for API credits, and a weekend can build what used to take $1 million teams years to create. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Now, these models are available to everyone. Same capabilities, same APIs, same playing field. So let me tell you about Sarah, brilliant founder, amazing products. They built an AI tool for analyzing legal contracts. Spent 6 months building it, got her first 50 customers. Things were looking great, and then boom, 3 competitors launched in the same month. Same features, same target market, same pricing. Within 90 days, her growth completely stalled. Customers were confused. Why should we choose you versus them? And she had no good answer because she had built a great product, but she had built zero defensibility, no mode, no unfair advantage. And in a commodity market where everyone has the same AI capabilities, the only thing that matters is price, race to the bottom, and game over. 2 years later, her company is still stuck at $300,000 in annual revenue. Meanwhile, one of her competitors, who launched after her but built proper defensibility, just raised a Series A at a $50 million valuation. What is the difference? But here is the incredible. Most founders completely ignore this. They think first mover advantage will protect them. Wrong. First mover advantage in AI lasts for about 6 weeks. But if you intentionally build defensibility from day one, if you create a real moat around your business, you become nearly impossible to compete with. And in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you the 3 types of moats that actually work in AI, how to build each one, and real examples from unicorns that used these exact strategies. By the end, you will exactly know which moat to build for your startup and how to make yourself unbeatable. Understanding moats, your castle's defense system. All right, so let's start with the basics. What is a moat? The term comes from medieval times. You built a castle, right? Beautiful castle, nice walls, but walls can be climbed, gates can be broken. So what do? You dig a massive trench around your castle and fill it with water, sometimes with crocodiles or snakes or extra fun. Now that is your moat. Now it's not just hard to attack your castle, it becomes nearly impossible. In business, a moat is anything that makes it hard for competitors to steal your customers. And here is the key insight. In AI, there are really only 3 types of moats that work. Just 3. Everything else is noise. Moat type 1 is a data moat. Moat type 2, model superiority. Your AI actually works better. Moat type 3, distribution dominance. This is the most important. You control access to customers. Now let's break down each one with real examples and I'll show you exactly how to build them. Moat type 1, the data moat. I have what you can't get. So here's the beautiful thing about data moats. Once you have proprietary data, it is almost impossible for competitors to catch up. Think about it. If you have 3 years of real customer data feeding your AI and a competitor launches tomorrow, they start at zero. They have to spend 3 years collecting data just to get where you are today. And by that time, you will be 6 years ahead, and they can never catch up. Now, that's a moat. For example, Tesla's autonomous driving. So, why is Tesla so far ahead in self driving cars? Is it because they have better engineers than Google or Apple? No, it's because they have billions of miles of real world driving data from actual Tesla cars on the road. Every Tesla on the road is constantly feeding data back. How it handles rain, snow, pedestrians, weird traffic situations. And competitors can't buy this data. They can't fake it. They have to spend years collecting it themselves. And that is a data moat. And it's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. I'll skip this. So, how do you build a data moat? Here is the step-by-step process. Step 1. You identify your unique data source. Ask yourself, what data will my customers generate that others can't access? For example, if you're building AI for restaurants, menu performance data, customer ordering patterns. If you're building AI for real estate, actual transaction prices, days on market, buyer behavior. If you're building AI for fitness, real workout completion rates, injury patterns, and progress curves. The key, this data must be created through usage of your product. You can't just buy it or scrape it from the internet. Step number 2, make data collection automatic and invisible. Your users shouldn't feel like they are feeding your AI. It should just happen as they use your product. Bad approach? Please upload your historical data to train our AI. Nobody does this. Good approach? Your AI gets better automatically as they use the product. Tesla's approach. Step number 3, create a feedback loop that improves the product. This is critical. The data you collect must visibly make your product better for users. Step number 4, build switching costs. Now, once your AI is trained on customer specific data, moving to a competitor means starting over, and that is painful. They won't do it unless you really mess it up. For example, now the key question to ask yourself here would be, does my product get better with more users and more data? If yes, you can build a data moat. If no, you need a different moat. Okay. Moat type 2, model superiority. My AI actually works better. Alright, so let's be real about this one. Model superiority is the hardest moat to build, and it's getting harder every day. But if you can pull it off, it's incredibly powerful. Model superiority means your AI model actually performs better than competitors on a specific task. Notice I had said specific task. You're not trying to build better than GPT-5. Now that's a 100 million research problem. You are trying to build better than anything else at one specific thing. Real example, Midjourney. Midjourney didn't try to build a general purpose AI. They focused on one thing, generating beautiful artistic images from text. And they became so good at it that even through DALL-E, Stable Diffusion and others exist, professional designers specifically choose Midjourney because the aesthetic quality is superior. Now that's model superiority in a niche. They own AI art generation even though they are a small team compared to OpenAI or Google. Real example, 11 Labs. 11 Labs makes AI voices that sound incredibly realistic. They raised $80 million because their voice cloning is noticeably better than alternatives. You can hear the difference. The quality gap is their moat. So how do you build model superiority? Here's the honest truth. For most founders, you don't build this moat by training models from scratch. That's too expensive. Instead, you build model superiority through fine-tuning on domain-specific data. Take an existing model like Claude or GPT and fine-tune it on your specific use case until it's better than the general model. Strategy 2, prompt engineering and workflow optimization. So sometimes better AI isn't about the model, it's about how you use it. For example, there is an AI tool writing tool that uses the exact same Claude API I have access to, but their prompts and workflows are so well designed that their output quality is noticeably better than competitors. They have spent 18 months perfecting the prompts, and that is their moat. Strategy number 3: ensemble models and hybrid approaches. Now, combine multiple AI models plus traditional algorithms to create something better than any single model. For example, a fraud detection startup combines GPT-4, a custom ML model, plus rule-based systems for known fraud signatures. Together they are more accurate than any single approach. That's the reality check. Model superiority is tough because it requires serious technical expertise. Models improve every 6 months, potentially closing your gap, and it is expensive to maintain. Only build this moat if you have a technical team, enough budget, and a narrow enough niche. Moat number 3 is interesting: distribution dominance. I control access to customers. Okay, so this is my favorite moat because it's the most accessible for early stage founders and it's extremely durable. Distribution dominance means you control the primary channel through which customers discover and buy AI solutions in your category. Let me explain this with a story that will make it click. Canva. When Canva launched, Photoshop and Illustrator already existed. Adobe's tools were objectively more powerful, but Canva built a distribution moat in 3 ways. SEO dominance. Search, make a poster, and Canva owns the first page of Google. Viral loops. Every design created has a made with Canva watermark. Template marketplace. Millions of free templates made them the default choice. Now, even if you build a better design tool, you have to fight Canva for customer attention. That's expensive. Most startups can't do it. Canva's distribution mode protects them even when competitors have better features. Let us talk about the distribution strategies. How do you build distribution dominance? Strategy 1: own the search terms. Identify the exact phrases your customers search for and dominate those results. Tools: SEO, search engine optimization, basically making your website show up first on Google. Content marketing and paid ads. Example: if you're building AI for dentists, own dental practice management software. AI for dental offices, automation dental scheduling. Strategy 2: build a community or marketplace. Create a place where your customers naturally congregate and you control that space. For example, a founder built an AI tool for freelance writers, but the real mode, he built a community of 50,000 freelance writers. Now every writing tool wants access to his audience. He controls the distribution. Strategy 3: strategic partnerships and integrations. Get your product bundled with or integrated into tools your customers already use. For example, an AI analytics startup integrated with Shopify, Salesforce, and HubSpot. Now, when companies adopt those platforms, they discover the AI tool automatically. The integrations are the moat. Strategy 4: viral and network effects. Design your product so users naturally invite others or create content that promotes you. For example, Loom, video messaging. Every video shared is a Loom ad. Every person who watches is a potential customer. The key question: if a competitor launches tomorrow with a better product, how will they reach my customers? If the answer is easily, you don't have a distribution mode. If the answer is they would have to spend years and millions building what I have built, you have a moat. So choosing your moat strategy. Alright, so let's bring this all together. You might be wondering, which moat should I build? And here is my framework for deciding. Build a data moat if your product generates unique usage data. More users means better AI means more users. You can get to market fast and start collecting data before competitors. Best for B2B SaaS platforms, marketplaces. Build model superiority if you have deep technical expertise, you are solving a narrow specific problem, you have budget for ongoing model improvement, best for niche technical products and specialized AI tools. Build distribution dominance if you have existing audience or partnerships, You are entering a crowded market where attention is the scarce resource, and you are great at marketing and community building. Best for consumer apps, content tools, and vertical SaaS. My recommendation for most founders: start with distribution. Layer in data over time. Why? Distribution moats can be built in months. Data moats take 1 to 2 years. Model superiority takes years and significant budget. Win distribution first, get customers, collect data second, improve the product, maybe pursue model superiority later if needed. So, here's the one thing to remember. So, this is a critical insight that separates winners from losers in the AI space. Your moat isn't what you build on day one, it's what you design to strengthen every single day. Listen, anyone can launch an AI product. The barrier to entry is practically zero. But building something that is still defensible and valuable in 3 years, that requires intentional moat building from the very beginning. Sarah, the founder, I mentioned at the start, her mistake was not building a bad product. It was building a product with no moat, no plan for defensibility, and in a commodity market that is a death sentence. Don't be Sarah. Be the founder who thinks about moats from day one. So your assignment: strategic moat planning. All right. So here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1, moat assessment. Open a document and answer these 3 questions. Data moat potential. What unique data will my customers generate by using my product? Can I create a flywheel where more users is equal to better AI? Number 2, model superiority potential. Can I realistically build AI that is measurably better than the alternatives in my specific niche? Do I have the technical team and the budget? Number 3 is distribution dominance potential. How will customers discover my product? Can I own a specific channel, community, or partnership network? Step number 2, pick your primary moat. Based on your answers, choose one moat to focus on for year 1. Don't try to build all 3 at once. You will spread yourself too thin. Write down: my primary moat strategy for the year 1 is data, model, or distribution. Step 3, design your moat building plan. For your chosen moat, write down: month 1 to 3, what specific actions will I take? Month 4 to 6, how will I measure if it's working? Month 7 to 12, what does success look like? For example, for distribution moat, month 1 to 3, launch SEO content, start building community, and reach out to 50 potential customers. Month 4 to 6, achieve 1,000 community members, close 3 strategic partnerships. Month 7 to 12, own top 3 Google rankings in my niche. Have 5,000 plus community members. Step 4, set up defensibility metrics. Create a simple dashboard to track your moat strength. Data moat: number of data points collected, model improvement over time. Model superiority: performance benchmarks versus competitors. Distribution: search rankings, community size, and partnership reach. And do make sure that you post this in the course community, because I want to see your moat strategy. I will personally review them and tell you if you are building real defensibility or wasting your time. I'll see you there.